Hi guys, this is the guy 1013 here, and it's another deck profile video of a dying game. There's no one saying that, you should know. Okay, let's start with the first 4 card, only 4 copies in my G zone. Waiting for the lag, blue stacks, why do you keep failing me? Merciless Mutant Darkface. Dark device meaning when this card is placed, any unit within the column this card is placed must be rested. If not, the skill will not activate. And this skill is an act skill. Once per turn, counter +1, turn a card in GG zone face up, target up to how many copies of itself are face up, and remove intercept or nullify intercept. And this card gets 5,000 for each card chosen. That's it. He's our first stride, second stride, and third stride. Since you have 4, if you run 4 copies, first, second, third. If you run 3 copies, first, second. If you run 2 copies, first stride, second stride, or third stride. But he's one of our finishers as well. Then our next possible first stride is, let's go based on rarity, lowest rarity, is this guy, Staggle Dipper. Staggle Dipper, G flip, rest a unit, and get plus 1k for each of the rested units. You pick up 3 units and they get 1k for each rested unit. So if your opponent has a full board, plus 6 to 3 units. Then this card, it rests all your opponent's rear guards. So if any of your opponent's rear guards are standing, you rest all of them. Then you draw a card if it's 3 or more. And this unit gets plus 5,000. Then we have this card. This card is also our first stride because of its skill of getting a crit. Its skill is turn a card G flip, draw a card up to the same number of your opponent's rear guards in rest. So if your opponent has a full board, you draw a lot. If your opponent has 1 or less, so if the opposite, this unit draws a card. You draw a card when it attacks, and it gets plus 1 crit and plus 1 drive. You want that crit and you want that drive. You don't care much about that draw. You want that crit and drive. And she has a GB3 skill that we don't really use. Dark devices, all your units get 2k for each face down card in your opponent's damage zone. Then we have Harmonic Messiah, the generic unlocker in the deck. If you have, I'll repeat again, if you do not have space for her, make space for her. If you have space for her, add her. Then we have Zoa, our Zeroth Dragon. Yes, I have a Zeroth Dragon. The reason why we have her is quite simple. We don't have enough good rear guards as a main finisher besides the Darkface G4 and this card over here. And I forgot you, Stun Beetle. His skill is GB2, on hit, Persona Blast. It paralyzes the opposing Vanguard, but it doesn't prevent them from riding a new Vanguard. So if this attack hits, your opponent can just ride a new Vanguard. So if they're smart, they would save a grade 3. If they're not smart, you have a little bit of fun for like 1 turn because their Vanguard can't attack. And Shining doesn't change the position. Then let's talk about our Dark Faces. We have 2 Dark Faces. The OG Dark Face, you want to ride him sometimes because all of his skills are good. You want to ride him because all of his skills are good. It doesn't mean you can't ride Gridora, the waifu of the deck. She made Megacolony a waifu deck. Oh. Her on-trade ability is counter +1. Choose my opponent's rear guard, and the entire column your opponent cannot call if it has a rear guard. If it's empty, they can call. But if it's not empty, they cannot call over, which is good if you combine it with your paralyzing unit. So if you paralyze that whole entire column, your opponent can't do anything with it. Then her GB2 skill is Soul Blast 1. Your opponent counter blast 1 and you counter charge 1. So it's just an annoying skill. So if your opponent uses a deck that counterblast so much, this will annoy them even more. It might even lock out some certain skills. Then let's go with the great two cards. Let's go with Punish Tag. His skill on place, Dark Device, meaning you have to be very precise where you place him, because sometimes you place him, you thought you can use the skill, but when you look closer, there's a standing unit, which ruins the effect. So you have to properly pick where you can place him. His skill is Paralyze, gets plus 2k, and you paralyze unit, and it gets the ability at the end of the phase. If it survives at your opponent's turn, you draw a card. So your opponent has a prerogative for two things. One, remove it at some shape or form. Or two, hope the draw card does nothing to you. Then we have Vulgar Blister. She or he, don't know, but they're an insect, has a front row skill where your opponent cannot stand rear guards in that column. Same column, they cannot stand. So you can combine this with Gridora, but he has a more interesting skill. At rear guard, you can pay this card for cost for striding Dark Device units. Sadly, we only have we only have two units with Dark Device. For sure, you can fill it up, like you can replace the triple rare, the double rare, or Stun Beetle for more Dark Device Stride units, or you just have more copies. It's like, I would just replace majority like Staggle Dipper with more copies with GR, because the GR has a on crit pressure and drop potential. So, but it's a GR, doubt you guys will be able to get it, and plus it's just a clan event. Then we have this card, our next 4 card. Bog Wasp. 11k beater, Dark Device. But if your opponent has 2 counterblast, has already 2 face on cards in their damage zone, either because of you or because of themselves, he gains a skill. He can rest all your opponent's rear guards and gets plus 5,000 as well. So from 11,000 to 16,000. No. Yeah, from 11,000 to 16,000. Beater. Very powerful. Then we have this card, the 10k Beat Stick of Darkface. Gains a skill where it gains plus 6k when it attacks. If one has 1 or less standing rear guards. But it has a downside of a plus 5k. You can run this card at 4 and make this card at 1. These 2 cards are interchangeable. I run 4 of this mostly because it coincides with this card's skill. Here you require Dark Device, that's why it's a bit annoying, but here it doesn't require Dark Device, so there's that. Then Stride Father, you already know what they do. This one searches for a Darkface, so either Gridora or the OG Darkface. OG stands for original. And Stride, meaning you can pay the cost for Stride with this. Then our Perfect Guard. We used to run the Counter Charge Perfect Guard, but we don't really Counter Blast as much. When we do, it's mostly like 1 Counter Blast, 1 there, 1 here, 1 somewhere, just 1 Counter Blast. So we can use his skill, which most people tend to forget, like me. I tend to forget how to use his skill. He can Counter Charge or Soul Charge, and you draw a card. When you have 2 copies of this card in drop zone, you can bind those 2 copies and you draw a card, or you Counter Charge or Soul Charge a card, refilling your resources. Like, you may use up your soul because of Gridora, and you somehow need to use your soul again. Perfect option. Then we have this card, Vulcan Leferte. You don't really care much about the first skill, which is a counter charging plus soul charging, because it puts itself into the soul. But you care about the on play skill. Is if you have a dark face, which majority of the time you do, you can, this card will gain resist, so it's anti-retire, anti-lock, anti-dominate, unless they have a skill that does mass targeting, that doesn't target, just like mass something like root flare, The Zero Dragon of Dragon Empire. Just mass something. It's kind of useless. But his the most important skill is his ability to negate or nullify intercepts. Then lastly, our one of is our 10k beater slash boost 10k booster, which puts itself into the soul and you draw a card. I really don't know what to put this card. This is like your what if slot. Any card here you can put. I don't really care. I put this card in because it's like it puts a soul, draws a card. It's a 10k booster. You never know when you need one. And majority of the case, if any of the grade ones you have, you will ride this card. You will ride this card. This is like your go-to ride card. Most of your ones you just want to ride them. Sometimes you want to ride this card in your grade 2. Actually, in your grade 2, any card is a ride target. You just have to pick and choose wisely if you have multiple choices. But this card's the least likely option because his skill's good. Then our starting Vanguard. Dark Device, rest this unit. It has a rest unit. This card is more important. Sadly, it doesn't have any form of protection, so be wary of control decks or decks that can remove this card. But it has skill. It rests one of your opponent's units, so they can rest the Vanguard. They can rest the Vanguard to help promote Dark Device. Like if your opponent has that one pesky unit still standing, use this card. You rest it so you can use Dark Device base skills. Then the skill that's actually useful, put this card into the soul, target one grade 2 card, and it removes intercept. Or any card that as long as it has intercept, it can be removed, nullified, negated, what have you. That's the reason why we run this card compared to other grade 1, grade 0 starters. Let's begin and show this thing in rank. This deck is like 2-3 months old and I'm trying to show it in rank in the current meta. Hope I'll get lucky. But it does win. I did use this in rank before. Look at my clan level. It's level 34 and that's not from VP farming. That's from me actually using the clan. Then again, I did have deck profiles of this clan before. That was almost perfect time. You just have to put back the heal guard. Our opponent is Blasters by the looks of it. Hopefully it's not the VP farmer. If it's a VP farmer, oh well. You wanna ride this card. Riding this card is either Stride Fodder or this card. I picked this card because it's like you want to stride. This deck is dead without striding, so a little sacrifice goes a long way. That's me moving a Rubik's Cube around. I don't know why they don't run the grade 1 blaster. Sure, it has it's useless if you don't have Alfred, but you can activate this skill. I think this got unnerfed. Yeah, got unnerfed. No longer counter blast 1. You should run the blaster even though it's like useless, but sadly these are only grade 1, grade 2 rides, so we talk. Thankfully you run crits. The crits did not come. Blaster Blade Spirit, very good right target because it's useless unless it's in the deck because of its on on call skill. Where if it's called from deck, you can retire a front row, rigor that's grade 2 or higher. And we have a resist front row rigor. It's gonna hurt because we can't affect it with anything at all. Nothing can affect it. Nothing. Okay. Riding this card, counter blasting this card. Resting this card. Okay. I have no choice. Sadly, it's just a very hard game because like we don't have any good grade 2 gaming cards. That's why I use crits because it adds more early game pressure, which you really want to have early game pressure. Stand trigger. So they prefer doing late game pressure. I don't know, does the stand trigger affect the blaster blade? I think it does affect the blaster blade. When the blaster blade gets the drive check and disregard. Okay. Ouch to Migrito, but it was okay. Thankfully, it didn't kill our starter. Because we needed to combo with our Darkface grade 4 so we can nullify both front row intercepts unless he puts that reverse bird. I mean resist bird. Resist, reverse. Gunslot, first try, generic play for blasters. Speaking of it, I never saw blasters in rank. Then poof, I see blasters in rank. I said it somewhere on stream. Not today. What I streamed today was clan battles, which will come in today, or which will come in on. By the time this video's out, that video would be out already. Since I'm gonna post this on the 20th or 21st. Since I'm technically uploading video a day because like when I stream my VODs, I put my VODs, I put them a day after the previous one that's gonna be scheduled. So yeah. Hmm. Blaster Trumpeter. Does this card have skill? I think CB2. It's GB base. Oh my gosh, I'm pushed to 5th damage. I'm pushed to 5th damage. This is just hard. That's why they run the stands. Because they can rush hard. Okay. Deck. Don't fail me now. Sadly, Gridor's combination is kinda useless if you don't have uh, Punish Tag. Because Punish Tag really helps make the deck work. Punish Tag really helps the deck work. I'm gonna be dead in this game. I tried to push, couldn't push, the deck didn't want to respawn. And that was it. It's trying its best. It showed it gave me a crit there, see? It tried its best. But its best wasn't enough. Because Gridora's skill alone does nothing unless you have Punish Tag. You need a card that can paralyze your opponent's rear guards. Maybe those are the cards I didn't get. That's why. That's why I prefer original Darkface. Maybe it's those traits that I didn't get. That works well with Gridora. Oh well. This deck profile video was made to show you how I build my decks, which is based on the cards I have available and show them to you. Or you can just watch my streams and just see how I play with them and just hope and pray that I use a clan that you like. If he activates a counter blast, he's just gonna waste counter blast. But he could, he will decrease my rear guards. He gains a drive check and he gains power. Nothing. It's twin drive, so I'm dead. I have 3 heals left in my deck. There's a chance I'll survive this. Chance! That's chance number 1. My opponent is getting scared right now. Like, what? Will I get chance number 2? My opponent healed. That's good for them. Draw. Thing is, I'm gonna lose this game unless I heal. They just whiff a heal. Come on, another heal trigger. Nothing. I knew I was gonna lose that game. Then rush, got rushed. If you get rushed, it's very hard to come back from it. That's the thing. That's the thing. When you get rushed, it's very hard to come back. There's not like one single card that you draw in your deck that will help push it. You can try push it close your to opponent to be almost dead, but if you don't have cards in hand to guard to keep yourself alive, then pushing will just be like you just try to show your best and hope it sticks. Hmm. So we got an opponent, which is great. So who would it be? I'm gonna ride original Darkface because every time I use Credora, it just doesn't agree with my playstyle. It just doesn't agree. Look at that. It didn't really agree with me. Link Joker, would it be a complete deck? Or will it be a mishmash deck? Let's try it. So there's hope. But it has no sleeves. Omega Glandios. Interesting. Riding because I want to stride. Oh my gosh. I forgot this card. Should have wrote this card. Annoying. That's what I'm saying. You don't pay attention, guys. What does the grade 1 do? When this attack boosted hits, when your surveyor looks up 5 cards out of your deck and add a reverse card to your hand. That's nice. And by the looks of it, it's a new card. We need to put. Excuse me. Okay, what card will they ride? Currently, grade 2, there's no cards besides the Mate of Garnet Star Dragon. Palladium. Surveyor Palladium is the only one that can lock. I hope I got the card right though. Did I get the card name right? I'm not sure. Did they make a Link Joker deck profile? I don't think so. Okay, he chose to attack my grade 1, which was smart of him. Because that card would be the end of him. Oh my gosh. It stops his onslaught unless he triggers here. Or she triggers here. They trigger. I'm those unless something happens. What? How many copies do they have of a Megacolony? I will do this. Hope for the best. No trigger, please. I asked for no triggers. At least it's just one, so it doesn't hurt as much. Downsides. There's so many downsides. Do they ride successfully Omega Glandios? Do they? I don't think so. Don't know. And they do. They do not. They ride Cradle Reverse. They have Omega Glandios and and ride Cradle Reverse. What's up with that? What is up with that? Why did they not ride Omega Glandios? Cradle Reverse as occasional number breaks go, but why they have Omega Glandios in hand? It's like going completely against their skills. Never know with some people. A full field. Draw a card. Will they draw another? They did another. Damage check. They retire 2 cards. What do they do when you retire? Your opponent put equal cards. Oh my. Oh my gosh, it's Omega Glock as well. I am pushed to 5 on this one. But then again, I left my field wide open. Upside, since I have only 2 cards in my drop zone, it was basically I healed 1 point of damage. Basically, my drop zone was so light, I basically healed 1 point of damage. Paralyzing these units, since those units technically I should paralyze these units because those will stay on the field most likely. Maybe. They rode Omega Glandios now? How did they ride Omega? Oh, must be the stride unit. Must have given them Omega Glandios as a heart. Or something. We're now equal in damage. Amount of cards in field are equal, so and Soul Blasting to push them to pay 2 counters if they want to call a card. So, but then again, no way, the Chaos Stride is Chaos specific. Global is not, but there's not enough cards for it. The Omega Glandios Stride, does GR requires at least counter plus 1, I think. The new one doesn't require any counter blast, so it's gonna do that again. But he forgets one important thing. I can. Oh, he chooses not to pay the cost. Will he do it again to the other card? He does. Or she does. And no heal garden deck, so... Do they draw another card to deal one damage off? They do. Thing is, if I want to survive, I have to do Harmonics Messiah. Even if I don't like to, I have to do a Harmonic Messiah play. Wait, this will be unlocked during my turn. So they have to relock everything again. They have to relock everything again. Oh my gosh, it's a mega locked. So I have no choice but to do this. I have to do a Harmonic Messiah. So I can draw a card and it leaves me an open space. Will it push through? It does not push through. If they want to call card standing, it has to. They have to call twice. They have to first call the card they don't want to think about, then they have to call again. Which means they're gonna go minus 2 just to call a card. They stride again. It is that. Oh my gosh, Omega Glendios will beat me most likely. There's a chance I might survive. No choice, I have to. I have to stride the generation. Putting two. I could have gone with Zoa, but I said I don't have the regard for it. Don't have a single regard for it, so go. Critical. This thing, does he have like another PG? I heal, But either way, would have. Okay, he has a PG. I am dead. He will Omega Lock. He will do End of the World or something. World End. Okay, that's 2 for 2 where we lose. We're 0-2 right now. That's kind of sad, but then again, Megacolony is a very hard deck to use. They're another control deck, but I don't think I have mastered it yet. But I did play it a lot in rank, so there's that. But then again, during the time I played out in rank, there was a bug where the skill of Darkface and Punish tag activates during the start of your opponent's turn or the start of your end phase. So it was so good. It was so good. We were drawing for days, but then again, it wasn't how the skill was implemented. But it gave Megacolony that huge buff they needed to be playable. There's the last one. After this, I'm just gonna end the recording, regardless win or lose, and go again with another deck profile video of a different deck. Okay, VP Farmer or Altmile? Hmm. Okay, there's a pretty good chance this is a VP Farmer. It's not a VP Farmer, it's Altmile. Interesting. It's Altmile. And they're using that starter. Interesting. I haven't seen Altmile use this starter for a long time. Unless it's a VP Farmer. Are you okay? Not a VP farm. Must be old school Altmile or something. Yes, old school Altmile. Don't see new Altmile running that. You're you ditch some, you get some. Yep, it's old school. Must be rush base since they're not running heal guards by the looks of it. Hmm. He rides Knight of Twin Sword. Not the best right target. But if it's the only right target then. Mhm. Come on, critical. I got another one, guys. Pushing the opponent to 4. Unless they healed. Having Gonza as a heal as well? What's up with this deck? Is this deck just removing heal guards to maximize unit count? Useful unit count? Striding. Isn't this card a GB? The Persona flips GB too. Why did he stride this card? He should have picked another card. Like, what card would I pick? Like, Gablade, the Dragon GR, But not the Heavenly Sword one, or is it Night Sword? Saint Blow? I think it's Saint Blow. Eh, I don't know why they picked that card, but oh well. He swings with this card first. What's this card name? Benziel. I take damage. I get plus 10,000 power, but doesn't matter because the other guy just needs to call a grade 2 that is a 12k beater. If he calls a 12k beater, that thing can hit. Is he brave? No. He has 4 cards in hand. Or she has 4 cards in hand. Never mind. He'll soul charge and counter charge 1 with that. I'm now 36. Too high for my opponent. He needs to pull 2 trigger checks to block this. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't hit. That's a useful card. This is a useful card. That's a useful card. And that's a useful card as well. This card will remain intact. Retiring this. Swing with this. And hope for the best now. I got the best. Chats to crit. PG. 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 Okay. Activating skill. Soul Blast 2. So they are forced to counter Blast 2. I might go Zoa. I still have this card, so I can make sure. What is Zoa's skill again? Makes it and this unit cannot be chosen. Facts when this unit deals damage. Deals damage. Your opponent loses a card. My opponent's at 4. When this unit attacks, deals damage, your opponent loses. Oh my gosh. I just need. As long as this card is here, I win. With Zoe, I have a copy. Insert my copy. He has to call over a card here. He could flip. Must be he wasted his persona. Yeah, he wasted his persona flip. You can actually discard skill though. Counter plus 1, put the soul. I don't know why he called this card. Typical Benzel. Oh, Blaster Joke. Blaster Blade Spirit. Retires a front row. Double swing to face, but no multi attack, so I'll live. Unless they run stands for some strange reason. They already run crits. They can also run stands. At least I'll draw 2 cards because of this. Never mind. Swing this to rear. Because this is a heal guard range card. It's not yet heal guard. It's you should attack with this thing first, so he gets a trigger. It'll push this to heal guard range, so beyond heal guard range. I'll draw a trigger. I'm gonna do a final turn, and I'll win because of a Zodiac thing. Azar Dragon, okay. Right, skip. Wait. Oh, wait. Am I not allowed to do my Zero Dragon yet? Okay, let's check GB. When place, Counter Blast 2. Ultimate stride. Oh, it's 3 or more face up. Oh well. Harmonics is useless in this matchup, so activating this card skill, bind itself. I draw a card, counter charge, then activating skill, paralyzing distance. This can do something. Then swing. 11,000. I still win, possibly. It's too weak here, so swing with Vanguard for PG check first. Do I still have triggers to push the other thing? I do, huh? I do. Nothing. Let your heart win. That's what you get. Your heart win. Okay, 3 cards are paralyzed. This thing does. Wait. He has to call a card though. And Outmail calls from hand, so I'm safe. Even if he strides, I am safe unless he calls a Blaster Blade Spirit again. Blaster Blade Spirits are quite dangerous. And the fact he has Gauntlet means he runs the original Blaster Blade. If he calls any card that Superior calls something battle phase, or Superior calls anything at all, a dead card. A dead card. It is a dead card because you need to be Alfred for that. Alfred only, or did they buff it in 0? Alfred only. Sadly, that card is useless because I paralyze. I don't lock. But it seems like it's locked. Okay, and I'm dead, so wait. I am not dead so yet. Sure, he can counterblast 2 to kill a card, but I can block 2 cards, and this thing is not yet above heal guard range. So I just need to hope he does the same mistake again. Never mind, I am dead. I am officially dead unless I 6 damage heal here. So close that didn't check their dragon's GB3. Didn't know their dragons are GB3. Tried my hardest. It just wasn't enough. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully this will tell you what not to do and what you should do in making a Megacolony deck. Sorry for not showcasing the full intense power. I thought I was gonna win. I didn't know Zero Dragons are GB3 cards. I thought they were just GB2. No, they're not GB3 cards, they're GB4 cards because you need to have at least 3 face-up cards in your G-Zone. Then you can stride. Oh well. Thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you guys somewhere in the future when Vanguard has revitalized themselves. Thank you for watching and bye bye.